So let's start with an easy one. What's your name?
My name is Gaia Goldman.
And how do you stay positive?
I focus on everything that's good in my life, and it tends to expand when you do that.
Which of your skill sets as an agent are you most confident in?
I can take a stressed out person and transform their energy.
What has been your favorite Beverly-Hanks memory so far?
I love the picnics. I haven't gone to all of them, but it's just so nice to see everyone just sort of let loose and kick back.
If you could go back in time, what advice would you give yourself in your first year of being in real estate?
I would say forget the skirt suits, forget the high heels, don't color your hair, lay off the makeup, you don't need to have fake nails, you don't need to have a fake tan, just go out and be yourself because you'll find your people that way.
What advice would you give a brand new agent starting out at Beverly-Hanks?
Same.
So I heard you've been remodeling your home. How is that going?
As you can see, we've turned a corner.
What is your favorite room in the house?
I would have to say this room now, yeah.
And did you choose the colors and the tile?
I did. This is all my doing, for better or for worse. I take full responsibility.
Do you have any adventures planned for 2022?
Let's see, going to Aruba in 48 hours, to dune buggy and jet ski, and hopefully catch a few rays.
If you could have lunch with any member of the current Beverly-Hanks family, who would it be?
I would say I'd love to have lunch with Brian Cagle.
What is the best vegan restaurant in Asheville?
That would be Plant, hands down.
And what's your favorite dish?
I love the mushroom ravioli there, but you really can't go wrong. The cheese platter is a close second.
Is there one ingredient that you put on everything?
Nutritional yeast.
What is your favorite way to celebrate your success?
I try to remind myself that I was equally happy when I had nothing.
Which do you find most gratifying, buyers or sellers?
In this market, it's a thrill to watch sellers capitalize on their investment without too much trouble, but it's even more rewarding to allow a buyer to overcome the odds, which frankly are not in their favor.
Are you a texter or a caller?
I'll text all day long, day and night.
Who is the last person you texted?
Chances are my husband or the executive director at Congregation Beth Tefillah.
What do you have planned for today?
I'm here with you and headed to a closing at 4:30, so hurry.
Did you have a business goal for this past year?
Yes.
Did you meet them?
I doubled it.
What are your goals for next year?
To half it.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Italy, in the Alps, until I was 12 years old, until my dad had a midlife crisis, sold his small skiing resort, and decided to buy a dilapidated farm on acreage in Provence, in the south of France, where we landed months later.
Did you ski a lot as a child?
I did, I still do.
What did you love most about your hometown?
I love the natural beauty and the timelessness of it.
What brought you to Asheville?
It seemed to have a really nice Jewish community, and it was time for our kids to either be Jewish or not.
Where do you consider home now?
Here. No doubts about it.
What neighborhood or community do you live in?
I live in Biltmore Park.
What do you love most about Biltmore Park?
The walkability at first, the proximity to the schools, the fact that I get to cheat on driving my car everywhere. My office is less than a mile away. And come to find out, which I didn't know at first, there's some really cool, chill, relaxed people in this community.
As a newcomer to Asheville, how did you initially build your business?
I decided that I could be the best version of myself if I pursued things I was passionate about. So I joined groups and committees and boards that I felt championed causes I could get behind. And that really has proven to be a winning strategy because I surrounded myself with people who shared the same interests, who are also showing up as the best version of themselves. There's a synergy that happens there that you can't fake or duplicate.
What is or who is your special sauce?
My husband. He is my business partner, my everything partner. You won't see him on any of the literature, any of the marketing. He barely has a Beverly-Hanks email address. He's not even on the roster, but he makes it all happen and he makes me look good every day.
What are you grateful for?
My husband, my secret sauce, my everything.
Do you have a large family?
I have 3 younger brothers, yes.
What are their names?
Gigi, Joey, and Jackie.
Do you have any animals who you would consider family?
Yes, I have a little Maltese who came into our family in lieu of our 3rd child. So she's been that for the last 11 years.
What's your favorite time of day?
I like the afternoon when I'm wrapping up my day and it's time to turn to some self-care and get that fitness session in before I have dinner. And that way I get to have dessert too.
How do you stay so fit?
I have a torture room downstairs that is made up of a Peloton bike, a tonal integrated wall machine, and a yoga mat. And I figured out, took me 48 years, but I figured out that those are 3 things that I need.
And how do you recharge?
I attend meditation retreats every year, a couple of them, where my husband gets the poison gift, also known as my cell phone, and I disconnect to reconnect that way.
If you could switch lives with someone for just one day, who would it be?
Mary Oliver. I'd love to be able to string words in a way that tugs at people's heart and transforms souls.
What was your first car?
It was a Citroën, one of those ugly ones French policemen drive in 1970s French movies, the ones that are top heavy and topple over very easily.
Did you ever topple over very easily?
I did not. There were some close calls.
What is your dream car?
I drive it. It's a Tesla Model X.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning for sure. But I sleep very little, so you can find me at both ends of the day.
Do you have a morning routine?
Yes. Gratitudes before I get out of bed. Usually a 20-minute sit. Affirmations. Same breakfast every morning. An hour to respond to emails. And then the day can do what it wants and it doesn't matter.
Which work skill set are you most interested in mastering?
I would say to carve out enough desk time so that the pipeline remains consistent.
Do you have a favorite local nonprofit?
Yes, I would say Jewish Family Services. They're a safety net where all the other nonprofits drop off and catch people who fall through all of the cracks. And I can't say enough about their mission, their vision, and the meaningful ways they positively impact people's lives.
If you could make a documentary on one topic, what would it be?
It would be about how a plant-based diet is really a sacred diet that works on all levels. It's kinder for all creatures in the world. It allows us to walk lighter on the planet, preserves our karma, and ultimately allows us to age better.
Which hobby or activity would you like to master?
I have a notion that eventually I'll learn to quilt.
Why quilting?
I just love the marriage of art and science, really, because there's a lot of math involved. I find that fascinating. There's an intersection there where I think both sides of my personality could do really well.
What advice would you give your 18-year-old self?
I would say show up authentically and trust that the road will rise up to meet you and that the right people will be put on that road.
Do you have any favorite words of wisdom or a quote?
There's a quote that will become a tattoo soon, so you heard it here first. It's a Coldplay quote, and it says, "Under this pressure, under this weight, we're diamonds taking shape."
And our last question, why Beverly-Hanks?
I was told several times in my life that only the best will do. And in this community, hands down, Beverly-Hanks is the best, most trusted, most reputable, warmest, most full of resources company. And my affiliation has allowed me to accelerate and fast track my ascent to where I am now. So much gratitude for Neil and the whole team.